to the Doctor Who Marathon. I'm your host McEdam, and today we're going to be talking about From Raxacoricofallapatorius with Love, written by Gareth Roberts and Clayton Hickman, and is directed by Josh Agnew. This is a Red Nose Day special for the Sarah Jane Adventures, a 5-minute episode that aired for the special television event. It is also somewhat of a crossover between the two Ronnies, a famous sketch show in British culture starring the two Ronnies, with one of them appearing in this and having many references to that show. So this is kind of a big deal because this not only would be Sarah Jane's first mini episode like this, but it'll also be Doctor Who's only short episode like this that is centered around its spin-off franchise, which is kind of cool. Now, the title of this story is actually a part of a controversy because when the story aired, it didn't actually have a title. It didn't have any opening credits. It didn't have anything appear on the screen. Before it was released, it was advertised as funny for something or something like that. And then after it was released, it had two titles going around: From Raxacoricofallapatorius with Love, or Ron with the Wind. Get it? Don with the Wind, Ron, one of the Ronnies in it. So that is kind of like a controversy, what you should call it. The official TARDIS wiki, which is the main database of Doctor Who canon, titles this story From Raxacoricofallapatorius with Love. Sorry. So that's what I'm going to be calling it. And yes, it is a bit of a mouthful, but that's kind of the joke, because it's the planet Raxacoricofallapatorius. And of course, that means it features none other than the Slovene. Although I will have to state that a massive continuity error. This story calls the species Slovene, when it's not. It's the family that's named Slovene. But that's a whole other tangent. So, yeah, it's only 5 minutes. There's nothing really much to grasp onto in terms of going through a plot-by-plot summary. Essentially, Sarah Jane is she's working on this new technology that will enhance her sonic lipstick, whilst Luke, Clyde and Ronnie are there. But however, there seems to be some sort of earthquake, and there is a disturbance, which is actually someone trying to force themselves into the attic, which turns out to be this Galactic Ambassador, played by the amazing, fantastic Ronnie Corbett, the short Ronnie. And he essentially plays this character as if he was playing a character in his sketch. In fact, at one point in the story, he sits down and he sits himself and plays himself as if he's playing one of his characters from his show. And basically this character, he says that he is this galactic ambassador who has come here to thank Sarah Jane for her fantastic work on Earth. And there's a great joke where it's like, we didn't know what to get you, so we got you these headband things with red balls, which is obviously a reference to the fact that it is Red Nose Day. And you know, there's all of this little like fun little interactions between Elizabeth Sladen and Ronnie himself. There's a joke. There's a lot of little references to the two Ronnies. For example, the ambassador's name is something alien, but he shortens it to Ronnie, and then Ronnie's like, "Hey, that's my name as well." Oh, that's cool. The two Ronnies. Two Ronnies. Do you get it? And at one point, Sarah Jane says it's goodbye from him, which was a catchphrase from the other Ronnie from the two Ronnie show. I am not too well versed in the two Ronnies. I have watched a handful of episodes as a kid, but I haven't seen much to consider myself a fan. But I do like their work. I do enjoy the franchise, and it's really nice to see this really humbled British icon interact with the Sarah Jane crew. But it's really strange because you don't really think those two fan bases would really have much in common. But it's pretty cool nonetheless. And of course, we get to the farting jokes as the ambassador character starts farting as he's trying to explain to himself like what he's doing there, and he's telling a story about the Galactic Canteen, and he keeps fluffing, he keeps breaking wind, and you get the whole whoever smelt it dealt it, whoever denied it supplied it, whoever did the rhyme did the crime. I can't remember what the other ones are, but you know, you got that like really fun back and forth between the Sarah Jane Adventures crew and Ronnie when they basically quickly work together to realise that the farting is they've also encountered an alien race that have known to break wind, and that being the Slovene. Again, they call the Slovene the race here, not the family. Continuity error, but I'm holding in my grudge on keeping the canon intact for now. So we get this like little like oh no, I like how he tries to accuse Sarah Jane of being the Slovene. That's pretty funny. And then we have K9, who makes his first appearance since series 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures. I actually, his last appearance, I tell a lie, was in Stolen Earth and Journey's End. I can't remember which one he was in, but he was in one of them. So that is really cool. And so we have K9's basically his only contribution to the production of Series 2. Because despite this story airing in 2009, this story does technically count as part, because it was in the filming of Series 2. So that's really cool to note. And they basically, after a few banter, a few while, the Slovene basically reveals himself with Ronnie coming out and revealing to be this really short Slovene, and basically reveals that he has the things that he put on the humans' heads. They actually are these devices which keeps their foots intact. Because what he was actually after, he was trying to get K9. He wanted K9 because he's got massive intelligence of both past, present, and future. And like all Slovene, he wants to use K9's future knowledge to basically distort the stock exchange, the Galactic Stock Exchange, to benefit himself. The aristocrats or villains. I mean, what were you expecting a Slovene to want? But Sarah Jane can't get to the controls of Mr. Smith, so that she can use this now recent technology to boost in her sonic lipstick. However, Clyde gets the ambassador's hat, the Slovene's hat now, and decides when the Slovene is distracted, he's going to throw the hat, and it'll knock the switch, which will allow Sarah Jane to boost the lipstick to destroy a bit of the technology of the Slovene, so they can move around and they can stop the Slovene, with Sarah Jane sending the Slovene back to where it came from, or maybe possibly further. And then they teleport the Slovene away, and so Sarah Jane is like, that's the strangest 5 minutes of my life, with the story ending on a nice happy note with K9 having a red nose on his nose, which obviously ties into the fact that it's Red Nose Day. So that's Raxacoricofallapatorius with love, and it's very short. It's only 5 minutes long, but it's humorous. It's entertaining. I think I prefer Music of the Spheres more, a lot, but this is a very enjoyable little adventure, a little bit of fun. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. you can actually watch it on the Series 2 DVD after you complete a 5-step quiz on the DVD. So you can. This is actually a reward, and that is how I played it. Watched it, sorry, by playing this quiz on the Series 2 DVD and watching it from there. For some reason, the video is in like a box. Maybe it was like a really poor quality. Who knows? But you know, it's for a charity. It's for a good cause, and to see one of the Ronnies interact with the Sarah Jane is just always going to be an amusing concept. So yeah, not really much to say. I know this is a bit short, but got my approval from Raxacoricofallapatorius with love. I know, tongue twister. So there you go. That's Raxacoricofallapatorius with love. So join me next time, where the Doctor has an encounter with the Cybermen in Victorian London, as he encounters a strange, mysterious man who calls himself the Doctor. And I'll see you next time for the next Doctor. And I'll see you next time on the Doctor Who Marathon. Ta-ra.